There we go. This is Jackie, and I'm talking to Couchsurf. Andrew, where are you located today?
Right now, I am in Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina. I had to run away from the plague, you know?
Well, I mean, if you're going to run away, like, be by a beach, even if it's, like, not really warm.
Right? That's what I'm saying. It's warming up, though. The next 4 or 5 days are going to be great. I'm here with my girlfriend, and we're going to be going out to the beach, doing some riding. I'm stoked, but the rain has sucked up to this point, to say the least.
I bet. So I talked to you several times over the years in different iterations, but now you are Couchsurf. What have you learned from those experiences that has helped you with this iteration of your music?
I think the biggest thing is that I put a lot of pressure on myself, and in turn, I put a lot of pressure on other people. And I've had to learn to lower my expectation of others, and take what I can, and delegate the responsibilities that I can. And those things kind of led me to realize that a traditional band is not really the style that I work best with. And so now I think the biggest joy I found in all of that, the struggle of working with an actual band, is coming to the point where I can kind of have control of the writing and the melodies and playing guitar and figuring out what I want the drums to sound like, and being able to go to a producer and say, this is my vision. Here's the most basic, bare bones thing that I have, and we're going to bring this to life. So that's really the biggest thing, and all the different ways of traveling. It's been great.
So you also have new music coming out. Hundreds and Tree comes out April 10th. So
that's right.
COVID or no COVID, new music. I love it.
Absolutely. Yeah, got to keep them dropping. Got to.
Nice. So I was reading that song was inspired by like a crazy night. Do you remember
correct.
Any details about that night? No.
Barely. So basically, I am originally from Atlanta, Georgia. Now I live in New York City. But while living in Atlanta, I used to party a lot. And one night, I was at a nightclub with my friends, and basically, we always got lit like we did, and I was hanging out, and we had gotten a VIP booth, and a girl had walked up to me and said, "Come with me." And I was like, well, okay, sure. So long story short, we ended up getting pretty fucked up. And I said, "What's your name?" And she said, "That's for me to know and for you to never find out." And I was like, okay. and she's like, "You're cute. See you later." And I was like, weird. So I walked back into the club and found my friends and was like, you guys are not going to believe this. Like, this girl just grabbed me and kissed me. And I was like, "What's your name?" And she's like, "I'm not going to tell you." And I was like, okay. And then she found me again, and she looked like she had been crying. And I was like, "Are you good?" And she's like, "Yeah, my boyfriend's an asshole." And I'm like, "You have a boyfriend?" And she's like, "Well, not anymore. I just dumped him." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And she's like, "Come dance." I'm like, okay. So we went and danced, and I was like, "Why won't you tell me your name?" And she's like, "Because I'm just trying to have fun. And you'll probably never see me again. Bye." I never saw her again.
So she was right.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe I'll see this mystery girl again one day, but it doesn't matter because I'm in love now. But it would be interesting to know, why? Why? You couldn't even tell me your name, mystery girl?
Or if she hears the song and then, figures it out.
Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't have a beard at the time, so she's probably just going to be like, "Who the hell is this bald-headed, twisty mustache weirdo?" But, yeah, it's...
Guys, if you want to be incognito and write a song about somebody, just change your appearance.
Yeah. Who knows? She's out there somewhere, probably. Who knows? Hopefully COVID doesn't get her.
So you are at the beach. It sounds like you are in a good mindset for this kind of nonsense. So what advice do you have for other people who are kind of on this weird self-distancing, whatever they're going to call it tomorrow thing?
I would say that every morning that you wake up, don't look at the media, don't look at the news, don't scroll on Facebook on your phone. Get up and start doing something that makes you happy. Whatever you do not sit there and let yourself fall into a hole of misery and doubt. Just get up and start doing something so that your time that you have that you usually don't have, take that and do something positive with it so that whenever all of this is said and done and everybody goes back to their day-to-day nonsense, you have something to show for it. I wake up every morning and I try to, I drink my cup of coffee. I try to contemplate, what am I going to get out of today that is going to make tomorrow better, or the next week better, or the next month better? How am I going to set myself up for success? And if I could urge anybody to do anything, it would be that.
That's very good advice. I agree with you 100%. I also think that this time, we've got this like time for ourselves to do things that we wouldn't normally do because we've been too busy. What's something that you like an indulgence that you, or a guilty pleasure that you've been indulging in lately because you just have the time to now?
Right. So for the people who do know me, they know that I got the name Couchsurf from actually sleeping in my van and sleeping on couches for 2 years. That's how I was able to afford music. And in my van, I did not have a TV. So I missed out on a lot of TV in those years. And I still don't watch it that much, but since I've got the time, whenever it winds down to the end of the day, I'm like, okay, I'm going to catch up on what everybody's been talking about. So I've been binging American Horror Story, which I never really got into, and now I'm addicted. I just got done watching Tiger King. If you haven't seen that, you have to watch it. It is insane. And also going back, and I used to watch a show years ago called Eastbound and Down about a famous baseball player that ended up eating shit and had to find his way. Probably one of my favorite shows ever. So that's really, TV is the big one. I'm not a big guy on indulgences, and that's one that I've fallen to.
Nice, nothing wrong with a little TV. How has this COVID crisis, there's my Tiger Queen right there.
There you go.
How has this whole situation impacted your musical career, or has it at this point as you're getting ready to release new music?
It hasn't necessarily affected me too much, except for some of the more person-to-person aspects of what I do. I'm a very big hands-on type of artist. So whenever I want to do things, I want to meet with people. Like I wanted to shoot a music video for Hundreds in Tree, and that has been put off because I can't just go get a cup of coffee with a videographer. Or if I want to go to do photography with a photographer, then I can't. So I have to find ways around that and say, come on, girlfriend, like, let's go take some pictures. I'll take yours, you take mine. But that's really the only thing that's been interrupted. I was planning a tour, and it was just going to be an acoustic tour by going on Amtrak and doing a train and just getting off at different stops and finding places to do intimate things and be able to really engage with my fan base. That's a huge thing for me. It's just being able to be with my fans, even if it's 5 to 10 to 20. I want to be able to be there and hear them and talk to them and tell them that I care, because I know they care about me. So it sucks. I will eventually get back on the road and be able to do something. But right now it's just writing. I'm working on a full-length record, and that's really my big focus.
Excellent. A lot of bands and artists have been using technology, different platforms to reach out to fans, because that is something that they're really focused on, be it Instagram Live or Facebook Live. Has that something that's crossed your mind that you might do?
Yeah, and I think that might actually be how I found you about 2 years ago. I had taken some time with a band that I was working with at the time and messaged around 10,000 people between 2 different Facebook accounts. So I went to all the Warped Tour pages and I found everybody that was going to the event and said, okay, if they're going, I want to meet them. And I went to every single date of Vans Warped Tour 2018, and I added every single person that said they were going from every single page and individually messaged each one of them. And if you are in music, you get the infamous message, hey, check out my song. Check out my song. And they drop the link. And my biggest thing, and this goes out to all the artists out there, if you're doing this, ask permission first. If you're going to send a song, chances are, if you just drop it, they're not going to listen to it. Build the relationship. Say, hey, I'm a real person. Do you even want to hear this? And if they say no, then okay, it doesn't matter. But if they say yes, then you've just made a friend, possibly. And that's all that matters. Stay engaged. I'm pretty sure that's how we met. I said, hey, I got a song I want you to hear. You said, sure. And we were supposed to meet up. And it's been a back and forth battle of trying to talk to each other for 2 years. And we finally did it.
Yeah, well, I thought I interviewed, weren't you in another band at one point?
Right, but we weren't able to meet up that day. I think it was like in Baltimore or something.
Okay, I was going to say, I covered 10 years of Warped, and then the 25th anniversary last year. So details get a little bit fuzzy after all that. So
right.
That's amazing that it comes back around.
Were you at the Jersey date?
Yes.
Of the 25th anniversary? Okay, I was working behind main stage doing sustainability, and so I was not able to meet up with you then, but I knew you were there, and I was like, one day.
Well, I'm glad we can bring it back around. So you've got new music coming out, you're hanging at the beach, you're definitely practicing your social distancing or whatever we're going to call it.
Got to.
What about these weird times brings you hope?
I think something that brings me a lot of hope is that people are starting to understand that the world is a fragile thing, and that in an instant things can change, and you get comfortable, and it's very dangerous to get comfortable. It's to me, it's best to always stay on your toes, always be looking for the next thing, always be saving money so that in case something happens, you're good. A credit card is not an emergency fund. Have money set back so that you can enjoy times that are rough as much as you can. I think also a topic that I wanted to touch on right now, sustainability is huge. You've gotta learn during this time while you're in your house. When you get cans, keep all your cans together. When you get cardboard, keep all your cardboard together. Take this time to practice something that I should have been practicing when I was a child, but now it is a second career for me. So if I'm not doing music, I'm working music festivals, I'm working events, I'm making sure that every single thing that can be recycled or composted gets taken care of, because we only have one Earth, and if we ruin it, it's gonna bite back. And we're feeling the effects of one thing where humans have made mistakes, and don't make another one. Make a change now.
Okay. Very good advice. You are a wealth of good advice today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ask permission before you send music. Recycle all of your stuff because the earth is pissed at us. Really good thing to know, kids. Very important.
Big facts. Big facts.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for talking with me, Couchsurf.
Absolutely.
Stay safe. Have a good day.
You're the best, Jackie. Have a great day.
Thanks. You too. Bye.